There is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world.
Wagwan, is America great? This is a question we are tackling today. We know the initiative of making America great again. That's MAGA. But there's this video I've come across. I know it's video. It's from one TV show. It's for the whites. They have done the video. It's not a black person, but it's talking about America is not great, or America has never been great. So this video, I've seen a lot of people commenting, reacting, interacting. They are like, this is one of the realest thing they have ever seen in the television. One of the real thing they have seen a white man saying. And I decided, let me watch the video, and I watched it, and I found this is one of the realest thing I have heard a white man saying. I want you to watch this video and talk about it. Is America great? First of all, comment down there. Do you think America is great? Or do you think America has ever been great? Let's watch the video.
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say in one sentence or less what... you know what I mean. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Now, the question was asked to this gentleman. Can you say why is America the greatest country in the world? And now let's watch the answers here and see what they have to say,
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Well, the New York Jets.
Yeah, one said diversity and opportunities. America is a land of diversity, a land of opportunities, and that's why people say it's greener on the other side. And that's why a lot of Africans are trying so hard to get this green card so that they can go to America, because it's a land of opportunity. I agree with that. America is a land of opportunities. Yeah, when you count in opportunities, America is one of the countries that we have these opportunities. And it's a land of diversity. So it's making it great because of that. Because any land that is much of opportunity, it's great. And we don't say Africa to be great or Kenya to be great simply because we don't have these opportunities. That's why a lot of Kenyans are going outside. That's why a lot of Ghanaians and Nigerians are going out of their country, because it's not great. That's why they are going to America, because it's great. Let's watch.
Well, the New York Jets.
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world? Well, Lewis and Sharon said it. Diversity and opportunity, and freedom.
Diversity and opportunity, freedom and freedom.
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of her paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the you're talking about. Yosemite?
Wow. He said America only leads in 3 categories. He mentioned that, and the part that caught me is that the number of people who believe that angels are real. That one. That's why America is great. But you talked about being number 4 in this category, being number 20 something in scientists, and etc. and which is true. And that's why I say this is the most realist thing I saw on the television, or I've seen on the television of a white man talking about it.
Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one.
Now, he's saying America was great sometimes back because it was great when they were still human, when they were advocating for the democracy, freedom, not beating chess, They were great when they were doing things in the correct way, like, you understand? And that's why I did an interview with African Streamline here. I want you to watch this one, the reaction of if America is great. Okay? Let's watch this. Is America great?
Aha. Let's speak the truth. Truth to be told.
Truth to be told. Yeah.
America is great.
What is making America great?
But Africa is greater. Because you are a son to your mother. Okay? Mm-hmm. You have grown up. Mm-hmm. Your mother has taken care of you. Mm-hmm. He has washed you when you were a kid. Mm-hmm. He took you to school. He fed you. Mm-hmm. You've grown old. You've succeeded. Mm-hmm. You've gotten a good job that is paying you well, and you're earning a lot. Mm-hmm. You have wealth now. You have cars and everything, and there is nothing you don't lack. Mm-hmm. And your mother is in the village.
You're trying to say Africa.
and someone asks, and someone comes and asks a question: is Kenyan Beast great? Kenyan Beast is great, but his mother is greater. I know that was so.
Okay.
Kenyan Beast is great, but his mother is greater. What am I saying? America is great. It's great because America is a country that is developed. It's a country that are now migrating from Africa to go to America in search of green pastures. Okay, and the economy of America is much higher than the economy of Africa. Are you getting my point?
I'm getting your point.
But for them to be where they are today, it's because of Africa. They wouldn't have come through Africa. They would not be where they are today. Africa has made them great. Africa is the mother, and America is the child. Everything they own, the greatness, we made it. Africa made the greatness that is in Africa. Africa created and made it easy for America to be great. So America is great, but Africa is greater. Have I answered your question?
You have answered my question. Do you think the people of America, you're talking about freedom.
Yeah.
We have freedom.
Who?
Do they have freedom, America? Americans have freedom.
They have freedom.
Yeah, they are saying that
America's
it's great because of freedom. Everyone has freedom of speech, freedom of everything.
In America, Americans don't have freedom. Freedom of what first? What freedom are they talking about?
This guy who said Canada has freedom. He mentioned some countries has freedom, but America, I don't think it has freedom.
America doesn't have. America has freedom.
Apart from freedom, we talk about democracy.
Democracy. They are democratic.
America is preaching democracy. Even in Africa, you need to be democratic.
I've never seen people who brag like Americans. They really brag. And they are bragging, but at the end of the day, they are just bragging because it's good and it's right to brag. But do you think there is democracy in America, according to you?
According to me,
we know that in America, when elections are being done, some people are favored to become presidents. Even sometimes elections are being rigged and stolen. We know that. You cannot actually lie to us. We know these things.
What about freedom?
Do you think there is democracy in Africa? Yes or no?
Democracy in Africa?
In America.
In America, I don't think it's 100% democracy.
Don't-
Because let me tell you why I don't think so. Because there's a professor said that in America, the rich become richer more, and the poor become poorer. And if we talk about democracy,
Yeah.
I think we could be 50-50. The services are given to the richer side, they're given to the... Democracy stands for all that. It's
Exactly.
not about election only.
Exactly.
It's standing about...
A lot of things.
Even that freedom, it's under democracy, I
Exactly.
think. Because when you talk about racism, the black people, black Americans,
Yeah.
and we know black Americans build America.
They built America.
So the
in fact,
country...
in fact, they were taken from Africa to go and build America. That's the reason they were taken from Africa as slaves.
and I don't think Americans are democratic because they always preach about democracy. But for you, a democracy or a democratic country cannot cause war to other countries.
Exactly.
A democratic countries cannot exploit other countries. A democratic countries cannot interfere with the politics of other countries. Okay, so when you talk about democracy, we talk about a number of things, not about election alone of America.
I feared telling you that America is not there's no democracy in America because I thought maybe you have got a different answer. So I feared telling you there is no democracy in Africa.
Open your mind.
I decided to ask you first before I give you an answer because I don't think there is democracy in Africa, in America. America is this country that do you know the real if you want to define hypocrisy. If you want to define hypocrisy, don't go to the dictionary. Definition of hypocrisy, just mention America. Okay, these are people who are preaching wine and they're drinking water. They are preaching water and they're drinking wine. They're telling people, have peace, have peace. You know, so I would say, yo, Kenya, have peace. Uganda, have peace. Oh, have peace. Africa, have peace. They're causing wars and they're asking for peace. Okay, yo, fair elections. When we are trying to do our fair elections, they come in. They enter into our city. They compromise our systems of governments, the systems of elections. They chip in. They install their leaders that they want, and they're telling us they're democratic. What democracy is that?
So they are not democratic.
There's no democracy in
About
Africa.
freedom.
Another question. Now, there's no freedom in America. There's no freedom in America because if there would be freedom in America, also America would be depending on themselves. America depends on Africa to grow. America depends on America to grow, on Africa to grow. But so their freedom, you see, the freedom they have, it's because, let's say this, when I have a pot that is closed, what do you see? When you look on the top of the pot,
Lid.
you see the lid. That lid that is closing there, you can't see what is inside the pot. So that is what is happening in Africa. So Americans are the lid, and then Africans are what is inside the pot. So they are sitting on top of us. So their freedom is as a result of them sitting on us.
So freedom depends on
It depends on us.
Africa.
Everything of a white man depends on a black man.
Now, do you know something called MAGA? MAGA is Make America Great Again. This was we call what? That Trump came with it. Personally, I think there was a time America was great. Personally, I think the time of George W. Bush, America was great.
I have remembered something before you go far. If you want to be free, America is not free, and America they are not that free. They are not that free because of the existence, or rather because of the absence of an African man. Let me tell you something, people who are watching me, and you come to the African streamline, you'll see the things I say there. As long as you are here as Kenyan based, as long as you're sitting in this podcast every day as Kenyan based, a white man cannot sleep, and a white man cannot be free. You're getting my point? As long as there is a black man somewhere breathing, a white man cannot sleep, because black men and black people and Africans, they give Americans sleepless nights. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Africans and black people all over the world, they are greater, they are intelligent, they are big, they are huge, they are strong compared to a white man. Okay? It is like a very good way to post this or to display this. It is like Goliath and David. And so Africa is seen as a small thing. Africa is seen like David, a small thing. But Africa is a threat to the white countries. Given an opportunity, and that is why they are very close to us. Here and here, they don't give us a chance. They are not giving us an opportunity to move a step forward. Because they know, given an opportunity, you can do wonders. So America is a Goliath who has realized that David, which is Africa, is strong. That Goliath and David, Goliath didn't realize that David is actually strong. He was even saying, what are these? You see, what is that? This is a small kid. So difference from now, America is a Goliath who already knows that David is a small person, but David is a threat to what? You're getting my point?
I'm getting your point.
So Africans and black people, these are people who are their level of intelligence is very high. These are people who are their level of thinking, their thinking capacity and everything is very high. It is only that Americans are blocking the way. They got that knowledge faster or maybe earlier than us, and so decided to block a way that we are trying to open.
Yeah.
So Americans are not free. Those people, they're not free at all. They are afraid. They are shivering. They are not just free because an African man exists. That is why I cannot agree with you when you're telling me that the freedom is in America.
Wow.
No.
I was talking about MAGA,
MAGA.
Make Africa great again.
Yeah.
And that's what
is it
make America
Yeah,
great again.
exactly, yeah.
And that's what Trump has been preaching. It's like that's saying America was great.
America was great.
There's sometimes America was great, and there is sometimes America was not great.
No, I can tell you when and how.
When? Tell me.
America was great. That time when Africans they didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
You know, this is the time that now Africans, you cannot fool them anymore. You can't tell them something and fool them. Like, you cannot just fool them the way they fooled our ancestors. And so that time of fooling our ancestors and when we couldn't know, we didn't understand anything, they were doing things behind our backs and we didn't know.
Wow.
That was the time that America was very great. We were calling America a superpower. Do you remember when we were kids calling America, hey, you know, America is a superpower, superpower? Can you call America superpower right now? No, you used to call America superpower. Can you do that right now?
No.
You can't. Do you know why? Because you now know that America, the power that they are having is as a result of them visiting Africa. They would not have visited Africa. They wouldn't be where they are today.
Okay.
So that is the point, that they were very powerful. But now that we have waken up, they are feeling like, you see Burkina Faso, what Burkina Faso is doing, chasing France away and without fear, like there's nothing that France can do to them, because they know this is our country. And if it's about making rules, we are supposed to be making rules. If it's about making decisions, we are supposed to be making decisions. So this country belongs to us, and nobody else has to come and sit on top of us in our own country. Wow. So tell them now, you know what? You have to leave this country because you cannot be there anymore. So the same thing is happening in the Western countries that are having power over Africa. And so because we are waking up, those countries are beginning to be weak. Let me tell you something. Kuna msemo wa Kiswahili, a say in Kiswahili that says, akierevuka, can you translate that one?
He's saying when a fool when a fool is educated.
When a fool gets the knowledge.
A fool gets the knowledge. That
a clever person gets in trouble. I don't just understand it that way.
Like
when a fool in simple terms, I'm trying to say, when someone who did not know something, who didn't have a knowledge or towards something, when he finally gets that knowledge, the person who used to have that knowledge now gets in trouble. Because if you used to fool that person, you cannot fool them anymore.
You know, even there's another one that say,
yeah. No, you can't translate that one. So Kenyans who are in diaspora and in Kare, maybe Kenyans who are there will understand this. Yeah. Maskini akipata, matako hulia mbwata. You will understand that. Those who understand Kiswahili. But in English, it sounds something very...
That one is so much aligned with our leaders.
Exactly.
When they get leadership.
They get leadership, when they get a little bit of wealth and they just, just start doing... So that is what I was saying.
Yeah.
America was great that time. This time when now we are getting the knowledge, especially the youths and the young leaders, Ibrahim and Abdurrahman and Goita, when they are now waking up and the whole of Africa is looking at them, the whole of Africa look at the people like Julius Malema. They are talking without fear because they understand what they are doing. No more fooling us, no more taking us for granted. It's a time of revolution and liberation. Malema said a few days ago, he said, if they cannot admit to a sincere and a simple, if they cannot admit to a sincere and a simple warning that if they can't, we are talking to them in a smooth way, asking them to leave Africa, asking them to evacuate Africa. If they cannot admit to that sincere voice, they will surrender to the revolution.
Okay.
So America was great when we were still fools. We are not fools anymore. Listen to the voice that is coming from diaspora. People in diaspora, they are speaking like they don't fear anything. They are speaking. They are not in Africa, but they are speaking without fearing anything. That should tell you we are not afraid anymore.
Welcome back. That was African Streamline. All of you can go and subscribe on his YouTube channel and watch what he does there. He does amazing job. Now, Atamba Haiti. It's called Atamba Haiti. Okay, or African Streamline. That's what you'd find with his YouTube channel, African Streamline. But the name is Atamba Haiti. I want you to go and watch there. Now, is America great? We have talked a lot of it. Now, I want you to tell me what you think on the comment section. Do you think America is great? Okay. Until next episode, I say peace be with you.